egg and cheese biscuit, I guess. If we don't have ice cream.
That's awesome. Well, I
A lot.
appreciate you. You get extra stars in your internship portfolio for this
She's,
great feat.
Specifically write it in.
Yeah,
She's my
yeah,
teacher for
we
review.
put that in. Well, Tom, besides injuries and fog this morning, what are we celebrating as our word of the day?
Well, today we're going to be talking about a couple of body parts.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
The
Okay, this is
Well,
this is pretty. Besides the knee.
yeah, there we go. We've already talked about knees and bruises, but there is something called a carnicle, which is that
It rhymes with barnacle.
that funky little indentation that runs between your nose and the middle
I
of
bet
your
they
lip.
learned that in cause school. Like in
No,
cosmetology
I'm sorry.
school.
The carnicle is a triangular pink area at the corner of your eyes.
Yes, I know what you're talking
That's a
about.
carnicle. Yeah, see, like right here.
Sometimes it gets redder when you have allergies.
Yes,
Yeah,
there we go.
It could be a little alien creature that's waiting.
Yeah,
to-
carnicle swelling. There we go.
That's great.
So
Alien
and this dealie that runs between your nose and your lip, that little indentation, is called the philtrum. The philtrum.
The
No.
philtrum.
I want to
Philtrum.
meet like
I-
the person that like invented these. They were like, "This is what this is called now."
Where do they come up
I
with these
should,
words?
I should call Philip Philtrum
Yep.
when he runs between the nose and the lip.
Yep.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna touch that.
No.
Tom's like, "No, don't do it."
Don't go there.
Hey, we're married. It's okay.
So quickly.
So we have also a natural solution.
Yes, we do. Nitric oxide boost. This product is an overall heart healthy supplement. It relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, controls cholesterol and blood sugar levels. And you can get nitric oxide boost at www.naturalsolutionstore.bz. Not B-I-Z, that's .bz.
And what are we celebrating? June 18th. Can you believe it's like midway through June? It's crazy.
Well, actually, for the whole month, we're celebrating Adopt a Cat Month.
Oh gosh.
I love cats.
I like cats too. I have allergy problems with them.
Yeah.
Now I
I
understand
got
why
to house sit for 12 days with a cat. And
yeah,
she
now
was
I
amazing.
now I know why I sneezed my whole teenage life, because we always had cats around the house. It's also National Safety Month and Effective Communication Month. And today, June 18, and this just affects so many families, it's Autistic Pride Day.
Oh wow.
Yes, autism is just affects so many,
Yeah.
and I think I saw a statistic that 1 out of every 59 children is
Yeah.
has been diagnosed with autism.
Yeah. So
but on a
true.
lighter note, it's Go Fishing Day, National Cherry Tart Day,
Yeah.
and International Picnic Day, and we just had a guest show up. Go
Yes,
ahead and put
Miss
your
Gracie.
headphones on, and you're going to need to scoot
Yes.
this way. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna
just-
have
just
to
to kinda
set
keep
you
you
and
in
frame
frame.
you in the
Oh,
camera.
are we?
Yeah.
And just pull the mic when you get ready. Pull the microphone up close to your.
We will.
mouth.
We'll let you know if you need.
Amber
something.
almost eats the microphone.
Yeah. I
So
have
she-
lipstick on mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and for Amber, it's also National Sushi Day.
But only for
Sushi.
Amber?
No, it's the world.
I
I
love
think
sushi.
it's Tom. Tom is
never
just
eat
our
it, though.
only anti-sushi. Well,
No,
Yeah.
my
does
mom
it-
hates sushi. She's
Yeah.
like, that is weird. And my dad likes even less things than she does. Like, my mom is like, she'll try new things and she'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then she only like doesn't like lima beans and peas. But my dad's like, that's spicy. I don't know about it.
You know, the funny thing is, my daughter's loved sushi since she was like 9
this
years old. My youngest, and she wants a sushi birthday party. Like,
Oh,
so
no.
the cake made out of sushi, but not real sushi, just cake
Just
that
make it
looks
look like
a
it.
sushi
looks
vibe.
like
Yeah.
sushi. And she has animated sushi, like little pillows and stuff.
Well, before I finish this up,
That's
why don't
really
we
cute.
introduce our guest? who
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
so
came?
this is Cassie Hartman, and she is the owner of Ozark Mountain Flower Truck. And we're
Yes.
gonna have our. Are we ready to go into the Say Grace?
Well,
We're
let me
gonna
just
go-
throw a couple of other
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
out real quick. I just wanted to make sure that the audience knew who
Not just
just
the
kind of came
random
into
off the
frame.
street.
She came in off the
She's
street.
representing today
Yes.
with their dope
We
T-shirts.
just you leave the door open, you never know who's going to show up. And it's on this day in 1815, Napoleon suffered his defeat at the Battle of
The
Waterloo.
Waterloo.
Yes.
So he had his Waterloo.
My favorite ABBA song.
It's
And
easy
just
enough.
one birthday today that we're celebrating, and that is Paul
Aw.
McCartney.
We love
Oh my
Paul
Paul
gosh,
McCartney, born in
too.
1942.
I have to get my weekly dose of the Beatles.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
There you go.
Paul McCartney. That's awesome.
We were doing our internship meeting for my internship at London Calling, and they had like the Beatles pretty much.
Yeah,
everything.
it
and I
is.
was like,
I love the Beatles.
everything that's happening right now.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So, Gracie, you did get injured bringing the Say Grace segment. So, why
These
don't you tell us
are
about the international? I
Stroop waffles, I think. So I think
Stroop waffle, and
it's a little bit on the melted side because it's warm. But
Okay.
you can all take one and pass it around. Or
Tom
Tom
can't
can-
have one.
okay.
I
Can
will
you
pass
have
it
one, or
over.
I
you-
always like
Yeah,
prepare.
okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I know that there's separate.
That's
Thank you.
We need Matt to taste some. I know he's not at a mic, but he does need to taste some.
Because we value his opinion.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
take the big one because I suffered the most.
You suffered for this McFlurry. The one thing that I thought was interesting in this is from the international menu, and I told Grace, I said, why don't you go get that?
Yes.
Because I see all these things from the international menu, and I'm like, really? That's international?
It's like they have it at a different, like McDonald's somewhere else. Like they have one from Spain, I think, like a burger from Spain or something.
yeah.
too.
Well, this one is the Dutch one.
Oh
It's
my
the Dutch
gosh.
one.
I have a friend from the Netherlands. He's really
So,
cool. So.
It's the Dutch one. It's like a Dutch dessert mixed with McFlurry. So
Oh, I bet it's the. So they have like these really thin like waffle.
Yes.
With
Yes.
caramel. Yeah, you lived in Spain, so
yeah,
you know all about.
and you put
things.
it on your coffee, and it like melts the caramel inside, and then it's like this beautiful, like gooey
Feeling.
dessert.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're really
so
good.
good.
okay, let's taste. Matt, you have to taste from your side of the camera.
Yeah. I got a
Oh
microphone.
yeah, that's
Oh,
really
that's awesome.
sweet.
Yay.
Ooh.
I've also got a dash cam here.
Mm.
Now, what is this exactly?
It's a Dutch dessert mixed with a
Do
McFlurry.
you know what they're called? The waffles?
Stroop waffle.
Stroop waffle. Yeah.
Stroop.
waffle.
I think you can get them here.
Oh,
like,
man.
In America, you just
Isn't
have
that
to go,
good?
like.
The Starbucks at Barnes and Noble has them.
Okay.
Ooh.
See, she knows where everything, all the cool things are.
So, what does it remind you of texture, like taste-wise, Matt? Since this is the first time you've done this.
Well, I would say it reminds me of. It tastes like it's got a little bit of the what are those caramel Girl Scout cookies?
Okay.
Oh,
The
okay.
Samoas or
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's
Or
what
the
it
coconut,
is.
the coconut, whatever it's called.
Mhm.
I can't remember now, but
This
they're really, really good.
So it's like a wafer type thing
Yeah.
that has caramel.
Looks like a really flat disc,
Okay.
Yeah.
like a tiny little sandwich,
Mhm.
and it's like a waffle texture, like a waffle cone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then inside is
Got caramel in the
caramel.
middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, this is combining the international flair of
Yeah.
Dutch culture with McFlurry. So this is actually on the menu, supposed to be on the menu at McDonald's.
You can literally just say international.
Caramel Delights is what they're called.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not in you
No,
know,
not in that.
Holland,
I was
you
just
know.
back
Yeah.
to
The
the
Girl
So you
Scout
can
what
ask
we're
for
talking
the
about.
Stroop Waffle McFlurry, or you can say International McFlurry, and you will get the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I've really grown fond of Dutch food. They have a restaurant downtown called Van Gogh's on Commercial
What?
Street. Love that. Have you been there?
Yes.
They have amazing desserts. They have this amazing, what is it called? They have these fries that are covered in gravy.
Oh, I haven't had those,
Is
but
it, what are they called? Fukin fries? Fukin
some
fries.
Dutch word.
I can find out for you.
You
It's
I
like,
have
no matter
resources.
what you say in Dutch, it sounds bad.
Not too much different.
And then they have this layered apple, like thin apple dessert. Like it's like a pie, but it's like the thinnest apples, and they're about stacked like that tall.
Yeah.
It is really good. So
I think I sent a picture of my Dutch apple pie to my friend from the Netherlands, and I think he was like, "We don't have that here." Or something. I think he was
Again, like
"It
German
looks-"
chocolate cake, what we said
he
last
was
Right.
night.
I
It's
don't
like,
remember
this
what he
doesn't
said,
even.
but I think he was like unfamiliar with what it was. He was like, "Okay." I'm like, "It's Dutch apple pie." He's like, "Okay."
So I would totally eat this again. Would you eat this again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it
That's
would be
good.
better when the ice cream's not melted. So
Yeah.
you can just pretend that the ice cream was not melted. Yeah.
But thankfully, it didn't have gravel in it.
Oh yeah.
The
I
gravel
didn't-
got embedded
honestly,
in your
I
n-
didn't lose that much. I was making like a quick assessment. I'm like, there's nothing on me. There's a lot on the ground, but like it's okay. Let's just keep going. Like
Yeah.
Did you trip?
yeah, I was
Oh, no.
walking in and I tripped. Like there's this little ledge apparently from one kind of like asphalt to the other, and
Yeah.
I did not make that transition well.
Well, that's that's
So,
all right. We
I have a really nice bruise.
Well,
on
thank
my
you
knee.
very much.
Thank you for not getting
Yeah.
gravel in the McFlurries.
And my Say Grace segment
Yeah.
is the Taj Mahal. It's
Okay.
down off of Republic, and they have a buffet on Sunday, and it's really good. And I've never had Indian food that wasn't my friend's mom's because
Yeah.
I just for some reason was really nervous about it. But they have a nice wide selection. They have goat meat. They have vegan vegetarian options. I don't know about vegan options. They do have vegetarian options as well, and chicken and just some really great flavors. So it's really good.
So what's the first Indian restaurant you've only had like from your friend's
Like
moms?
yeah, the only other Indian food I'd had prior was my friend's mom, who's from India, made it for
Yeah.
me. And I was just like, well, this is the best, and I don't want to be disappointed. Like I was afraid to have anything else because I was like, what if I don't like it? And then I'm just like sad. And she lives in Ohio, her and her mom live in Ohio, so like I would only get it
Yeah.
when I visited them. so
So,
yeah.
well, I remember back in the day when the very first Indian restaurant came to Springfield, Missouri, and they also served steak, and it was at the old Johnny Lou's. Does anybody remember the Johnny Lou's?
Because you can't eat cow in India.
Yeah, no. My Hindu friend over in London said, should I send them some religious paperwork?
That's amazing.
Yeah, there was
she's
some
like, I have
there was some
questions.
confliction,
Yeah.
confliction, deep-seated confliction in
Yeah.
So, Grace, why don't you? We've talked to Cassie,
Yeah.
but why don't you just take it away?
Yeah, so Cassie is owner of the Ozark Mountain Flower Truck Company. And there's my alarm telling me that we're having interviews today. Wow. Keeping me on track. So it's a small business in Springfield because we try to highlight small businesses on this show. And, there's different ways to get your flowers, but Cassie does it a little bit differently with kind of she takes your truck to it and you can pick your own bouquet. So
Wow.
Cassie, kind of tell us a little bit how your company got started on this adventure, which is now 3 years in the going in July, correct?
It's our third season, and
Yeah.
it'll be 2 years
Okay.
technically in
Oh,
July.
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a day off of work and was drinking a lot of coffee, which is a dangerous thing. And the idea just kind of sparked in my head. I had traveled in Europe quite a bit. I had studied in Spain. I think you mentioned that. And Europe is much more casual about flowers and not so prearranged and special occasions only. And so I really liked the idea of just being able to grab a stem or two if that's all you wanted.
Wow.
And then I just like the idea of setting a stand outside for people to grab. But since I didn't have my own storefront, I was like, I'll just put a stand on the back of a truck and drive it around. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, that's where
That's how it started.
started.
And it's totally cute. I mean, it's
Thank you.
adorable.
Yeah,
So-
you can follow them on Instagram. That's kind of where you see the truck every day. Like, where the truck is going, as they'll post and they'll say, hey, this is where we're going to be today.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Stella, the truck, has her own little following. So what's her backstory?
Yeah, she's a 1970 Volkswagen single cab. A lot of people know him as a transporter. And I bought her sight unseen, so
Oh,
it was
wow.
a big moment of trust.
Mm.
But the guy seemed really trustworthy, so
Yeah.
I pulled
Married
the
at first
trigger.
sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it worked out. Originally, she was lime green, and her name was Kiwi.
Uh-huh.
And cute, but didn't really fit the vibe I was going for. So we changed the paint color, and now her name is Stella.
Oh, and she's so cute. I mean, I like to
Yeah.
just seeing her, it makes your day better. Just seeing her in town, and I know that like every time the funny thing is exactly what you say. In Europe, there's a culture of flowers. They just go out and get them almost for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make it so like every day you can buy flowers.
Right.
Even if it's for yourself.
Yeah, and we have such a great farmers market culture in Springfield anyway. You've been able to perfectly integrate into that.
Yeah, we go to the commercial street market. We try to be there for their Thursday evening market and their Saturday morning market. And commercial street is great. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's over a lot by Eurasia too.
Yes, that's where we'll be today.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, very good, Steiner.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things in looking at your website, I really like is you can actually sign up to get a bouquet of the month.
We have a bouquet of the day, and it's just like whatever we have on hand so that we can be low waste. So there's no, I want sunflowers, and then the next order is I want red roses. We just create a bouquet recipe for the day, and people are like, yeah, just send someone whatever you've got. And then we have the subscription that people can sign up for. And they just automatically get flowers sent once a week, once every other week, or once a month.
Yeah.
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 So
It's just a different way to do flowers. It's like you don't have to be confined to this.
Yeah.
And you guys do low waste, and you also work with local growers. Is that
Yes.
correct?
We try to buy as many local flowers as possible. Our main source right now is Millsap Farm. So we're out there multiple times a week picking up our flowers from them. They've been really great. And Urban Roots has grown a lot more cut flowers this year. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
And there's always a wide selection. Of
Yeah,
flowers.
it's beautiful. I was like, this is now when you cut. It's talking about low waste. How when you have those cut flowers, loads of them on your truck, how quick do you have to just use them? Do you have to use them in a day?
They have to be gone within the next day.
Oh,
and
wow.
if they're not, then they get composted.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great, though. You get to compost them. You get to kind of, you get to brighten people's day, and probably more people who are receiving flowers it'd be good to compost them instead of throwing them in the trash.
Yeah. We try to, whenever we do our bouquet deliveries, tell people the paper is recyclable. That's why we wrap it in the brown paper.
And it looks so great. It's
Oh,
such a good
yeah.
look.
Yeah, just so that
And it
people are.
comes, and your first bouquet will come with a little stamp card. I have one in my purse, and it's the greatest because you get a stamp every time you get a bouquet, and then you can save them up.
Yeah. Once you fill in, it's a little bouquet of flowers that are missing the actual flowers. So we stamp the flowers in when you visit the truck, and then when the bouquet is full, you get $15 off. Yeah.
It sounds like this bouquet of the day or the bouquet of the week subscription. You could totally set yourself up to look like you have a secret admirer,
Oh my gosh.
Oh, again? Wow.
Now there's a thought.
Stop reading my diary. How'd you know?
So do you have? Do you get a bouquet of the month from your secret admirer?
Oh yeah. No, but I do buy bouquets for my mom when I've done it before, where I've left town and I'll stop at the truck and get a bouquet for my mom. Or I did one for my roommate. One year I got a bunch of random flowers and made flower crowns for my friends. So I have frequented the truck.
Yeah.
Also, all three of my friends work at the truck. So
Oh wow! Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're all. I know, so every time I'm at the truck, I'm like, "Hey, how's it going, guys?" And
I'll buy the flowers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I've
it's
gotten
hard
friends
to.
hooked on the truck, so
It's actually hard,
You have
even
an
if
in.
you have no
I do.
reason. Even if you have no reason, it's hard to go buy your truck without buying something.
yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
good to hear.
Yeah. Well, Cass. I'm going to call you Cassie because I'm going to call you Carrie. I almost called you Carrie instead of Cassie. Anything else you'd like to add? I know Ozark Mountain Flower Truck. It's on. It's online.
We'll list the
Yeah.
website in the comments.
We're on Facebook and Instagram. We have a website, which is where you can order the deliveries. And then one exciting thing we're trying this year is we're trying to grow some of our own flowers.
Oh,
So
wow.
we have a lot of stuff up, just not flowering yet. So we'll see in the next few weeks if we can, supply some of our own and save some gas.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says. I kill anything I try to grow.
It's
so
a
that's
struggle.
an
I had
endeavor.
to house it for a week, and I had like all these house plants relying on me, and I was like, okay.
Well,
Nobody die while we're gone. Yeah, and you also have workshops, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, we do workshops.
Oh.
We try to do one like twice a year, but so the next one coming up would be in the fall, and we do the wreath workshops.
It's very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, they're fun.
That's so
I
amazing.
need to come to one. I always see them happening, and I'm like,
You need to do an on-site like video.
I probably have a lot of
So we
untapped wreathing potential that no one knows about.
Exactly. Exactly.
They're easier than people think.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
fun. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being with us today. So appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
thank
in
you.
and
Thank you for this too.
Well,
Sure
and you
thing.
said you have a website, so can you just go ahead for the records, for our audience, and just tell us all the different ways that we can contact you?
Yeah, the website is ozarkmountainflowertruck.com, and our Instagram handle is just at Ozark Mountain Flower Truck, and Facebook is at Ozark Mountain Flower Truck. So
is it MTN?
yeah, it's just MTN for mountain.
Not
Mhm.
not
Otherwise, our
mountain.
name would be like 10 feet long. Yeah.
And if you go to if you go to the truck, you can also get Schnashy shirts. So.
Oh,
Yes,
like
that's right.
that
we
one.
have short sleeve shirts and the like softest long sleeve shirt I've ever. It feels like suede. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
we have some swag.
At Ozark Mountain Flower Truck.
Yes.
And that's MTN
MTN.
for Mountain.
I'm gonna make
Yep.
sure we get that on there.
That is so
Thank you.
cool. I appreciate you bringing blooms to the Ozarks.
Oh,
Yes.
Driving down the street, I love to see flowers.
And
in
locally
it.
sourced. Well, that's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
so that's awesome. Well, I think we have to get on to our natural solutions.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank
Cassie.
you
Thank
for
you,
coming
Cassie.
in, Cassie. Natural solution to a bad day: flowers.
She's got to go sell some flowers.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right.
like Eliza Doolittle. Do you put on the accent?
There you go. It's her favorite movie, so that's the real inspiration.
Okay, and now we're going to talk about 5-HTP. Stress, as we all know, is one of the major causes of weight gain. It's been said if you're under a lot of stress, you could just drink water and gain weight. Stress control is important for all-around good health. Natural Solutions offers a product called 5-HTP to help with reducing the stress load on our bodies. 5-HTP is a building block of serotonin. That's the feel-good neurotransmitter that regulates the moods, our sleep cycles, and even influences our response to pain. Preliminary evidence suggests that the addition of 5-HTP to our diet may promote weight loss by helping to reduce appetite and therefore the number of calories that are taken in. This product provides natural mood-enhancing ingredients. We could all use that sometimes. To promote well-being and stress reduction. One bottle contains 180 capsules and is manufactured in the good old USA in an FDA-registered facility according to strict standards. This formula is non-GMO, gluten-free, and all-natural. And you can get your 5-HTP at www.naturalsolutionstore.bz.
I can even drink, milkshakes and gain weight.
I don't. How does that happen?
No, it just baffles me.
Wow. It's a
It's
skill.
liquid. It's liquid.
I'm the person that everyone doesn't like because I intake lots of things and don't really gain weight. I think my metabolism is slowing down now
Let's
because
just-
I'm getting up there.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get-
yeah. You're getting up
You're
there.
getting up
in
there.
age.
You're gonna get your
Well, when I was-
AARP card soon.
When I was a young warthog, I could out eat my brothers with French toast. It was my claim to fame, was that
Yeah.
I could eat more French toast than my brothers.
Wow.
So
Well, on that note, we're gonna go from flowers to French toast to music, which is a
Yes.
weird segue.
but we do lots of weird segments.
We
on the show.
do a lot of weird segments. We're talking to Matt from the Afters, which, believe it or not, I'm at the Afters when they first got started.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Maybe we should
Four
try again.
six nine nine
I
five.
have backup numbers too if we need them.
Okay. While Gracie's getting the backup numbers, can you fill for the silence?
Well, yeah. I just in case we needed it, we had talked about that today is considered Autism Pride Day. And so I printed out a little something just to kind of fill in and help us understand what that day is all about. It celebrates autistic identity for those of the autism spectrum and the potential that they have for fulfilling lives.
I'm going to cut you off. Matt?
Yes.
Hey, this is Amber, and you are on something to
How are you?
celebrate.
Yes. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I was telling the listening, the Facebook, YouTube audience that I met Matt and Josh back in the day when they were first getting started, invited them to a National Assemblies of God Youth Convention. Do you remember back in the day, Matt?
Oh, I
way,
do remember
way,
that.
Matt, back in the day, and I had this lovely guitar we gave away that I wanted to steal, actually, as a memento.
The thing I love about guitars is they are honestly very accessible.
Yeah, they
If
are.
anyone wants to play it, they can pick one up.
So, Matt, a lot has happened with you guys. I mean, literally, how many years since you guys started out? Did I lose you?
Well, I'm going to say, let's see. It started playing,
Uh-huh.
it would have been exactly 20 years ago.
20 years. That makes me feel
20
old.
years. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we were in kindergarten at the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
We knew each other. So it's kind of an interesting story, but we were both homeschooled for periods of time, and we were actually in the same. We were like in the same homeschool co-op
Yes.
when we were in grade school.
Oh,
It's
wow.
kind of weird.
Wow. And then you guys
yeah,
you
what?
guys decided to get a job at Starbucks together? Or did you
Yeah,
guys
so
work
we
at the
didn't-
same
we didn't-
Starbucks?
We did. We didn't really know. We didn't really know each other well because
Mhm.
we were separated by a couple of grades.
Mhm.
Didn't really know each other well until we started working together at that same Starbucks. And
Oh, wow.
and it does seem odd, all of the intersections of our lives, and then for us to finally end up traveling the world together.
Wow.
is pretty crazy, but yeah, so we met at Starbucks. We were working the morning shift together, and there, at the time, Starbucks was kind of not very popular. Like
Yeah.
$4 coffee was new to Dallas at that time, and
Yeah.
so there was
Right,
just
'cause you
long
could
stretches
go
of
down
time
the
where no one
shop
would come in.
to
Yeah.
like the local
Yeah,
restaurant,
exactly.
probably get it a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the sticker shock hadn't worn off yet.
It still
so-
shocks me, but I don't like coffee. So.
Yeah.
But
goodness.
but
So we just ended up making music together, just to pass the time, and that just.
that's awesome. Now, you guys, the latest album that you have that's coming out, is it out right now or is it coming out?
It is out. It's
Oh,
been
wow.
out for maybe.
I think I'm.
So it is out. It's called Fear No More, and we are so proud of it.
And
I
you
just
guys
think
have
the
a
songs are so great.
you guys have an incredible story behind this, Fear No More, because it's not just a music. It's really some of the personal. You've walked through some stuff in the past few years.
Yeah, to go back a little farther, I would say that I think we have tried to be honest with our listeners, with our fans, and in the past,
Mhm.
and I think that we finally actually did that on this album.
Wow.
We've given a little. I think we've given a little of ourselves to our fans, but I think on this record we finally dug really deep and really gave more of ourselves.
Yes.
Our songwriting process is kind of like, we get together in the studio and we kind of catch up. How are you doing? How's your heart? Things like that. And this one songwriting session, Jordan, our drummer, just said, "Man, I have really been struggling with crippling anxiety,
Wow.
and I can't sleep. I'm having all kinds of like problems that my doctor says are just stress related.
Wow.
So he's having like physical pain, like physical symptoms
Yeah.
that really are symptoms of nothing except for stress. And so as Jordan's kind of saying this, Josh kind of jumps in and says, well, listen, let me just tell you, like, I have never really talked to many people about this, but because he had talked to me and a couple of other people about it, but he said, when my dad died, I had the same thing.
Wow.
I had these, like, I felt like I was dying. I would have these pains in my stomach, my chest, and I'd go to the doctor, and the doctor finally told him, listen, you're not sick. There's nothing wrong with you. You're literally just, you're stressed out.
Wow.
You're not going to die. And then that was kind of a pivotal moment for Josh. And as he's sharing that with Jordan and just kind of giving him tools that he can use to kind of beat this anxiety, we all are just kind of sitting there walking with him through that. And we're just like, well, I mean, what we do is write songs. So maybe we should write a song that's an anthem for you, to like a reminder for you, so that at any point in time you can kind of reference that and use that as a tool.
Wow.
And that song has just really resonated with so many people.
Wow.
Our record just came out.
Yes.
And this is, and it's not common for us to put out a song that is not a single on the radio, and for it to have millions of views on YouTube before the album, and the lyric video,
I think we're
in plays before the album even came out, which is really, when we talk to when we talk to people that hear that, they're just, they're like, oh my gosh, I had to pull my car over when the song came on this. I had to send it immediately to my mom. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Well, I think that anxiety, a lot of people think, it's easy to overcome anxiety. A lot of people think that you should just buck up and be brave, but really it can get to a point in people's lives. And even if you have Jesus,
and it's not talked about enough, I don't think. Like, people don't really have that conversation, so people don't feel safe to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, we have, the place that we should church, and churches do, and I mean, not all churches, but I would say that, in general, churches haven't cultivated, like, if you ask someone how you're doing, the answer you expect to get is, oh, great, man, I'm great. How about you? Which is so surfacey and not real. And want to be that change, and so we put this song out there. So it is sad. It is sad that we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, and the thing about it is there is practical things that you can do for anxiety, as well as there's some health things. I had no idea that one of the one causes of anxiety is getting yourself dehydrated. And I'm like, how many times do I get myself dehydrated? Did you know that, Matt, that getting yourself dehydrated can actually increase anxiety? That is just it's so and
right, because your body's trying to like substitute for the lack of water, probably.
Yeah, and it's
other things.
I know, and probably there's moments where you're not eating quite right, and that shaky type feeling that you're getting, the unsettling is.
It can kind of like
Hmm.
manifest
Everything
different
there can
ways,
be
yeah.
there can be other triggers as well as the emotional triggers, because I know you know, in my family we deal with mental health issues
Okay.
a lot. You
Mhm.
know, my daughter, my oldest, has anxiety disorder. She has hand tremors, so she gets really nervous. She's also a perfectionist, so she gets nervous just because she
Mhm.
has to handwrite,
Yeah.
which
Mm.
it makes it tough. You know, she's going into college, so she's really getting anxiety ridden about that, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, but you know, anxiety is an unseen illness. I think but it doesn't mean that people don't have some amazing things to get. Doesn't mean they don't trust the Lord. Doesn't mean
That's
that
right.
they don't pray. And I can have peace, but I can also have anxiety at the same time, which is
Yeah.
kind of that. I think that's the you know, kind of let's get it done mentality. So it's just like, okay, we got to do
Yeah.
this, and in our hurry of worry,
Yeah.
it kind of anxiety just kind of gets where you know, can do. I realize I get
Yeah.
overstimulated, like in groups of large people, which, Matt,
Mm.
I'm sure you have to deal with large groups of people all the time coming at you, you know,
Yeah.
and really trying to, you know, kind of carve out personal space. How do you guys do that
Yes.
effectively?
So, you know, it's interesting. One of the things, as you were just kind of saying that, I was thinking, and then I'll get a question. I was thinking, you know, a lot of times when you're having these conversations, for
Mhm.
people uh, that don't process life that way, it's
Mhm.
really hard for them to understand. And I've
Mhm.
heard people say, "Well, you just don't trust the Lord. Like if you just trusted the Lord, then
Yeah.
you wouldn't." That is, I okay, well, I understand that's your perspective. Not
Right.
everyone is everything the way you do, and so I would just encourage, you know, people who have a hard time maybe wrapping their mind around how someone's mind could work that way,
Yes.
and just thinking there's a simple solution to just listen.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I think we've become so bad at listening, that we just don't even we don't even understand to begin with. We think
Yes.
we heard and we think we understand, but we haven't listened, so we really don't understand like what's really going on.
Right.
Now back to the way, you know, I carve out time. You know, this is another thing that kind of echoes what I just said, which is that we don't all process life the same way.
Yeah.
Like Josh will go out there and he will talk to every single person, and it like fills his tank, you know,
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
like talk to everybody. And after talking to about 10 people, I'm like, okay, wow, how long is this line still? Um,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a move.
so, you know, I think when we were younger, I don't think we knew ourselves very well, and
Yeah.
we really just wore ourselves into the ground.
Yeah.
Knowing myself now, and knowing, you know, I used to push Josh
Yeah.
to, hey, why do you keep asking this person questions about their lives? You know, this is gonna end up taking 2 hours.
Yes.
And in my mind, I'm already just like, I'm, you know, like, in my mind, I'm just,
Trying to get out.
I just want to, yeah. And so I have realized, like, okay, God has made us differently, and this is a good thing, and I shouldn't actually push him to not talk to these people. Like, we're here
Yeah.
to talk to these people. I should just suck it up and know that I'm just going to have to carve out some, you know, time, to
Yeah.
just kind of recoup later.
Yeah.
And so to a certain degree, I've learned to much cope with my influence, and to allow for Josh to carry some of those conversations.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful because you learn about personality when you're working in a group and who operates best in certain roles. and then you allow people to operate in those roles and feel like, okay, I don't have to carry that as much, instead of I'm supposed to be like that person. I don't really have to
Right.
carry that as
Yeah,
much.
because then you can function in your fullness that you're supposed to, instead of trying to be someone you're not.
I call myself an
Exactly.
an extroverted introvert, because I spill
You sound like me.
I spill a lot of myself out as I am in talking to people, and literally a lot of times after a big event or even the show, I'll feel like I have to go to sleep for I take a nap for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Go
and I
into
just
a dark
go on
room.
with
Yeah.
my day. I don't need it.
yeah.
I'm an extrovert by
Extroverted extrovert.
Probably. I think I think because I'm like the youngest, and there's 10 and 7 years between my other siblings.
The youngest is always
I've
the
learned
kid
how
that
to
doesn't.
like be alone, and I can do it, but like I'd prefer to have people. Like even like I'll be putting clothes away, and I'll like my roommates around. I'll be like, hey, you can come hang out in my room, and I'm just like cleaning, but I just want to be around other people.
Yeah, that's hard. And I know
Yeah.
my oldest is up for a shock when she goes off to college, because she is a complete introvert with so she likes to be in a room with nobody, and then like, get ready for dorm life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Introverts find their time in college. It just takes a lot. It's a minute.
Well, Matt,
Yeah.
tell us where we can find this album. And it's a great album. Better.
Thank you.
The After's better than ever. So it's really good.
Well, thank you. You can listen to it wherever music is streamed: Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, etc. You can also, if you still have a Christian bookstore in your part of the world, you can buy it at a Christian bookstore.
That's awesome.
I think that people still love to. It's still a fine place that you.
Yeah.
I know all friends that buy music.
Yeah.
Because we have Mardells here in Texas, and they don't carry Christian.
Wow.
And
That's so
what am I
sad.
thinking? Curriculum. Yeah.
It kind of has.
You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah. And I have Apple Music, which is really kind of cool that I can listen to any music out there. But those really, there's some albums that I just like, I have to have a physical copy of this. I actually bought, the band The Monkees, I bought not only their digital, I bought their CD, and I bought their vinyl. I love their album so much. And, sometimes it's just showing these people how much you love and support their music.
Yeah.
Just having that physical copy, because who knows when this giant, thing happens and the whole internet grid is wiped out, I'll still have my music.
There you go.
I'll be over here struggling. I'll be like, I made like 500 playlists on Spotify, and they're all gone now.
You people who are only having digital music and only drinking
vinyl.
purified water, I'm gonna win.
Oh my
I
goodness.
do have some vinyl, and I think if I looked really hard, I could find my Odyssey, Adventures in Odyssey cassette tapes.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
those are somewhere.
goodness.
Yeah, well, you're homeschooled, so you get it. You understand.
Awesome.
The
Yeah.
Oh,
culture.
I know. Yes,
Yeah.
I,
I don't
do.
even
Yes,
listen to
I
the
do.
new stuff because I'm like, well, it's not the OG Whitaker, so is it even like the real thing?
Yes. Well, Tom, do you have any final thoughts or
Oh,
final
my
questions you'd like to ask Matt?
Well, Matt, I did have a question that occurred to me last night.
Sure.
For someone maybe out there in the world who is not familiar with the Afters, if you could send them to one song, just say, go. If you want to find out what the Afters are all about, is there one song that you would send them to YouTube to listen to get a sense and a feel for who you all are?
That is a good question. Ever been asked that? No, I thought about that one song would be that kind of encapsulates.
the first taste of the afters.
Yeah, because they have quite a repertoire at this point.
They do.
They've
They
built quite the
really
portfolio.
do. And so many different kinds of music.
Man,
We stumped him.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I
Tom,
always
you
tell people
stumped
if
him.
I'm introducing a new band, I'm like, start with the first album, because then you get to like listen to how they grew and stuff. But that's like a bigger commitment than just like picking one song.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have so that's like a whole day's commitment. You know,
Only a day.
I feel like, man. So we're as a band of songwriters always kind of evolving, and so I mean, I think if you went back even one album, I think if you went back one album,
it's not disabled, it's abled, because it's seeing the world differently
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well, we'd like to thank our guest today,
Yes.
Cassie Hartman from the Ozark Mountain Flower Truck. And we'd like to thank Matt from the Afters.
Yes.
Sorry about the gremlins in the system, Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry for that, but we always truck
Yeah.
through.
And Matt in the studio for the ice pack.
And thank you for the and
My
and
knee was
we
swelling up.
apologize for the gremlins in the studio that
And in the parking lot.
and in the parking lot that just hit our intern. But internship tough.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
There you go. Well, until next time, this is Amber
And Tom?
and Gracie. Well,
Oh, she's jamming out over there.
and Gracie saying,
Step into the sunshine.
and find something to celebrate today. Until next time, take care.
So you can step into the sunshine.